Hello, people. How are you all doing? Hopefully, you can all hear us as well. What a fight! And I've got Mohammed and Kevin here with me as well. Right. How are you guys doing? If you're watching, Smith Fowler, what a war! What did you guys think, Mohammed and Kevin?
Yeah, great fight. I think we both found it super entertaining. There wasn't any real hugging in the fight. Loads of good exchanges throughout the whole fight. They each had their good opportunities and bits throughout the fight as well. I think Fowler looked pretty good. I think we all thought that maybe he would have had a good first round, which he did, and then he continued that for the second round. And then as the second round progressed, onto the subsequent rounds, I thought obviously Smith had the better of the two in terms of exchanges, and then there were obviously two knockdowns, with the final knockdown being the decisive blow that ended the fight. So I thought it was a great fight. Smith showed really good pressure throughout the fight and had the better of the two's exchanges, and I think Fowler kind of started gassing out during the middle half of the fight. So not surprising, but I think early on in the fight you could have seen Smith even go down, because he did take some pretty heavy shots himself. So really entertaining fight from my point of view.
Yeah, for me, I thought it was interesting because I thought Fowler was actually winning the first few rounds, and especially that Smith had a cut earlier.
First round, wasn't it?
Yeah, Smith had the first cut, so I was like, "Oh, this is going to affect him." So I was thinking Smith might lose this, but then Smith got that first knockdown against Fowler, which I was like, "Oh wow, that's impressive." And then a couple of rounds later, it was another knockdown, and it was over. So I think with these weight classes, you can never really predict what's going to happen. Obviously, they're both quite quick. There was no clinching, so a lot of punching. So it was a good fight.
Yeah, a lot of straight punches, I thought, from Fowler. Obviously, good straight punches, the 1-2 combination. The right hand as well was good getting through. And Liam Smith, I think the first couple of rounds, I think these guys were saying, I thought actually Fowler looked the stronger, and he hurt Smith in the first couple of rounds, I thought. But then Smith recovered. I think he kind of adjusted, and his class kind of shone through. And then the knockdown, I think, was a short right hand, wasn't it? I think countered him, didn't he?
Yeah.
The second one was a left hand.
The second one was a left hook.
And the finishing one was that short left hook, which I thought was a really good shot, and finished in the 8th round. But it was a really good fight whilst it lasted, a war. And I think it was funny because I think all three of us thought that it could have gone either way. I think of after the first few rounds, you're like, it's 50-50. And then Smith took over as I think Fowler started to gas a little bit. But that was an interesting one. What do you guys have kind of other thoughts on it?
Nothing else, really. I mean, obviously, I think Smith was taking this fight as well to see if he's at still at a world stage level. And I think this fight shows that although he still has his vulnerabilities where he can sometimes leave himself exposed, and there's still that potential that he can get knocked down in a fight, he still carries that experience with him, which is obviously very beneficial when it comes to being in the ring and being challenged and pressed and facing adversity like this fight that he had right now. So I think he's still at that level where he can kind of challenge for those types of fights on the world stage. He may not be necessarily in his prime anymore. He might be in the process where he's declining slightly. He's had his fight with Canelo. He's had those big fights now, and he's certainly a domestic champion. Certainly European level, definitely provides a lot of competition. World stage, I think he can still do it, but I don't know whether he's at the top level in terms of world stage still.
Yeah, he's looking at Jesse Vargas, I think, who's kind of a fringe world level, and I guess that's probably the next step up. And it's interesting. He's still he's very Mexican. I think all three of us were saying in the way that he fights, he's come forward and
keep that guard high, just allow the shots to roll through and just keep adding the pressure.
Try and crouch over a little bit, try and make sure that your body's not so open to body shots. But I think Fowler did quite well early doors. And then the biggest issue, I guess, is if you face someone who's a bigger puncher than Fowler or slightly better than Fowler, if Smith starts slow the way he did, does he get hurt early doors and get hurt a lot worse, I guess, is the biggest thing. And, you kind of look and think about people like Canelo, who obviously now in the weight above, but, you think of people like that. I don't think he's there yet, but maybe he fights against one of the weaker champions and gets a shot. But yeah, any closing remarks on it?
Not so much. No, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what both of these guys in terms of their journey going forward, what they're going to do. It'll be interesting to see how far Fowler recovers for this in his career. I mean, I don't watch this weight class in detail, but obviously, you know, it was a great fight, and I'm sure Smith will continue doing this, continue winning as he's been doing.
Yeah,
so yeah, it'll be interesting to see both of their next fights and
yeah.
how they progress.
His second loss, Fowler, after losing to Fitzgerald, where it was a very even fight, and then he got knocked down the last round of that fight, then went on to lose it. That kind of rematch has been talked about a long time, but Fitzgerald hasn't been particularly well mentally and stuff. So this is a big step up fight. I don't think he will lose too much credibility because I think he's stepped up 2 levels here. He was British level, he stepped up to fringe world level. I think, you know, he definitely had some success in the fight, but still things to work on. So I think he'll probably get back to the domestic level, and he'll be looking to fight, for example, the likes of like Troy Williamson, who just fought Ted Cheeseman, beat him, which that was a brutal knockout. Ted Cheeseman never been knocked out. They're in the same weight class, so that is something that, you know, he's been fighting around that level. And I'm assuming he'll want to kind of prove he's the best there and then kind of rebuild. But yeah, any last remarks, Mohammed?
No, I mean, all I'm saying is we've been blessed with some good boxing this evening, and we still have a bunch of other fights to be watching. So yeah, I found this fight and undercard fights were entertaining, especially the main fight, super entertaining to watch. So I think they put on a really good show.
Surprises as well, right? Upsets, because Shannon Courtney lost.
Yeah.
She lost her title, and so did Ted Cheeseman. They were both the ace, well, technically, you know, home fighters.
Yeah. So yeah, super entertaining night of boxing, and then obviously we've got the fights going on in America as well to watch.
Wilder Wilder 3, yeah.
Super exciting. We'll be keeping you updated and giving you some post-fight reviews in due course for those as well. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I always like a war to watch. So.
Yeah, I think what we'll try and do, and we'll kind of, it depends, this could change, but we might try and do maybe short lives or videos in between the fights for Fury Wilder 3, because normally there's half an hour, 40-minute breaks in between fights. So I think the best thing to do is to do that rather than, I guess, watching it along. We're all together, so we want to enjoy the fights, and then we can probably do a post-fight reaction. I think lots of channels are doing proper watch-alongs as well, so I think you guys can enjoy that. But yeah, I think anything else from you guys? Should we wrap up?
That's nothing from me,
That's all.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. For those who did listen as well, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, all that good stuff. And we are on Discord as well, so if you want to discuss, for example, Fury Wilder 3, you know, maybe trash talk some people, Wilder fans or Fury fans, then you can do. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Stay safe.
Should we do? I'm trying to buy into this way. Have we mentioned what our predictions are for the Fury Wilder fight, or should we actually leave that?
So you I think.
Should we mention that real quick?
Yeah,
okay, yeah. We can do.
Yeah, unless this is cutting into something. I don't know what you've titled this for. Yes, I think Fury's gonna win by knockout. I don't know when, but that's my prediction. And that's it, really. I think it's going to be similar to the second fight. So,
yeah.
I'm
saying it's going to go opposite to the previous one. I think Wilder by technical knockout. But, you know, I could be wrong, but that's just what I think will happen this time.
I like the kind of how specific it was with the TKO. I like that as well. It's good.
And then Fazan hasn't had any prediction yet.
You'll get my prediction.
He's going to wait until the
fight.
He's going to wait until the fight.
So I'm going to tell these guys when they walk out, but it'll seem like it'll probably seem like I just guessed the specific thing that happened, the result. Like, Fury points. Oh, I guess Fury points.
The fight will happen, and then you'll be like, oh, that was my prediction.
Yeah, I mean, Fazan's prediction is AJ wins by knockout.
Yeah. And these guys and these guys will be like, Nathan said, I'll be like, what are you talking about? There's no proof.
Exactly.
So there you go. So Fury by KO, and Wilder by TKO, and then AJ by KO.
He's not even fighting.
Yeah, exactly. Bloody hell, God. Yeah, thank you guys, and yeah, keep an eye out for the Fury Wilder 3 post reaction, and I think we'll probably there's some heavyweight fights on, so if we can, we'll probably do some videos in between that. Throughout the night, which would be quite nice. Some short ones like this, like 10-minute ones. Cool. Thank you very much, guys, and stay safe and well.